So my job is to break down stories that are just engineered to go viral. But this one's on another level. It's not about a character hacking the game. We're talking about someone who hacks the source code of reality itself.
Okay, so what we're diving into here is a full-on, high-octane power fantasy. It's part sci-fi, part thriller, and it's all about what happens when the weakest player in a game gets handed a God mode glitch. You know, it's that ultimate wish fulfillment story, where a character with literally zero power suddenly gets to bend the universe to his will. But here's the twist. The system itself, that becomes the final boss.
Look, this is more than just a story. This is a case study in what happens when the absolute weakest player gets a cheat code to reality. Think about it. The rules were literally designed to crush this guy. But now those rules just don't apply to him anymore. And the results? Well, they're explosive.
All right, so we're going to break this whole thing down into 4 parts. We'll track the journey from rock bottom, absolute despair, all the way to a reality-shattering climax. We've got the setup, the escalation, the breaking point, and then a final twist that, trust me, you won't see coming.
All right, let's kick things off. Part 1, the setup. You know how every great story starts with a problem? Well, for our main character, Chen, his entire existence is the problem. He was pretty much born to lose.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. You're dropped into a world crawling with alien beasts, and humanity's only defense is superhuman martial arts. Now imagine you have absolutely zero talent for it. In a world where your power level is everything, Chen is completely, utterly bankrupt.
And here's the cold, hard data of his failure. His power level is a measly 0.6. To get into the absolute worst, bottom-of-the-barrel martial arts university, you need a 1.2. He's literally half the person needed to even be considered a total failure. Let that sink in.
So why is he so weak? Well, it all comes down to a crippling genetic flaw. His body is basically a broken engine. It wastes 90% of all the energy he tries to cultivate. It's like trying to fill a bucket that's just riddled with holes. Every single bit of effort he pours in just leaks right out.
So he's pushed to his absolute breaking point, right? He's raging against a fate that seems totally sealed. And right there, in that moment of pure, raw despair, something impossible happens. The system glitches. Suddenly, a cold, mechanical voice just cuts through the silence in his mind. And out of thin air, this massive, glowing lottery wheel materializes in his room. It's offering him one single, desperate chance to rewrite his entire destiny. This is the moment, right here, that everything changes.
Okay, on to part 2, the escalation. And you gotta understand, this isn't just a lucky break. This is a fundamental violation of the laws of his reality. A whole new system has just shown up, and it plays by a completely different set of rules.
So he spins the wheel. And where does it land? On a universe known for its absolutely ridiculously overpowered martial arts, Dragon Ball. And his prize? It's a newbie gift pack. And inside is what seems like a really basic skill: how to use ki.
But here's the thing. This so-called basic skill is the ultimate cheat code. It doesn't fix his broken body. It just bypasses it entirely. So instead of that pathetic 10% conversion rate, this new skill converts energy before his body even touches it, giving him a perfect 100% efficiency. And the difference is just staggering. I mean, look at this. In just 3 seconds, he gains more power than he would have in a full day of that old soul-crushing training. He's not just better anymore, he's playing on a completely different plane of existence. So this is when it hits him, right? Like a lightning bolt. If a basic skill is this broken, what in the world could the grand prize be? The system gave him a one-time-only luck boost. He activates it. He spins for the real prize.
And here we are, part 3, the breaking point. This is where the story pivots from just a glimmer of hope to absolute terrifying power. What he gets isn't just a skill, it's a win condition. God mode has been activated.
The wheel just erupts in this blinding golden light, and it lands on one of the most legendary abilities in the entire Dragon Ball universe. We're talking about the ultimate state of being.
He now has the power to be completely untouchable. His body just moves on its own, flawlessly evading any and every threat. For all intents and purposes, he is now functionally invincible. So, filled with this terrifying new confidence, he heads to a martial arts hall to see just how broken his new reality really is. So he steps into this agility test chamber. The rules are simple, but the test itself is designed to be impossible. He has to dodge a literal hailstorm of bullets without moving outside of a tiny little circle. A robotic voice starts the countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, part 4, the final twist. This is where reality doesn't just bend, it completely shatters. Not just for Chen, but for the entire system he lives in. It's about to face an error it just cannot compute.
The second the test begins, his eyes flash this silver-white color. A storm of bullets fills the air, but his body, it just moves like a ghost. He doesn't just pass, he gets a perfect score, flawlessly clearing every single level all the way up to level 5. That's a feat that even most level 6 masters think is impossible.
So, of course, the system flags this impossible score. The hall manager comes storming in, absolutely furious that his staff didn't properly greet such a high-level master. He's yelling, demanding they pull up the user's data so he can give a formal apology.
So they pull up his profile, and the entire room just falls dead silent. The manager's face freezes in this mask of pure, unadulterated shock, because right there on the screen, next to those god-tier test scores, is his official martial artist level.
Martial artist level 0.6. The weakest player in the entire world, a certified loser who shouldn't be able to dodge a single bullet, just broke the system's hardest test. The system does not compute.
He didn't level up. He didn't even really get stronger in the traditional sense. He just became untouchable. And this leaves us with this fascinating paradox. What happens to a world built on rules when its biggest loser becomes its most terrifying anomaly? How does a system based on power levels handle a guy who is somehow both its weakest and his most invincible player at the same time?